I could gaze at her forever. My beloved, captured at the peak of her beauty, eternal and flawless. The candlelight softens her skin, smooth as porcelain, untainted by time. Not a wrinkle mars on her face, no shadows lurk under her eyes. She is a vision of perfection. Once Helen's beauty bloomed naturally, effortless and radiant. In the early years, I would marvel at how she seemed to catch sunlight in her hair, how her smile could brighten even the darkest of midnight. I cherished each delicate feature, every graceful line. But as the years passed, that beauty I adored so deeply began to slip through my fingers. Her skin, a soft canvas I had touched 1,000 times, began to wrinkle. Lines settling into places they had no right to be. Her smile, once soft and gentle, grew weary. Her eyes no longer held their twinkle. I tried to look past it. I told myself it was the love, the soul that mattered. But I could not ignore how time was stealing away from me, taking her piece by piece. I was consumed by the idea of making a wax figure. I had to preserve and eternalize this almost transcendent beauty. It would not be enough to create a mere likeness of her from scratch. No artist's hand could capture her the way I knew her. If Helen's beauty was to fade, I would simply help her reclaim it, layer by layer. She blinked at me in the dim light of my studio, eyes bright and uncertain as I led her to the pedestal. "A small surprise, my love," I murmured. "But why the ropes?" she asked, her voice trembling slightly. "Is this really necessary?" I smiled, tightening the vines gently around her wrists. "Oh, only so you stay perfectly still, my dear. You don't want to spoil the surprise, do you?" "You and your mysteries. All right, I trust you," she said, forcing a smile. "A little discomfort for a beauty that will last forever." Her screams erupted. The first layer was a shock for her. "Just stay still, Ellen. Just stay still," I whispered, pouring the wax carefully, lovingly over her arms. Her delicate neck. "Please, please," she whimpered. Her beautiful face contorted, an expression of terror marring her soft features. Imperfections crept in, frowns and lines of desperation that I could not tolerate. I poured more wax, smoothing over each flaw, forcing her eyes shut as they darted about in fear. I applied layer upon layer until her expression faded, stilled into a look of serenity. Life, the very thing that made her beauty, I took it away. Hours passed as I worked, sculpting her into perfection. Every wrinkle, every imperfection was removed. Her lips, once twisted in a scream, I shaped back into that gentle smile I remembered. I stepped back, hands trembling with satisfaction, and there she was, my masterpiece, flawless. Now, not even time or death could take her away from me.